to Farming Simulator, and we are on the Vintage Oaks today. The map is kind of relevant, but not entirely. What I wanted to show you today is how to install or enable, using better contracts, my retro contracts setup. This is a rework of a previous video because Metrex updated better contracts a while ago, and it changes how the user-defined contracting setups work. So we're going to go through how to do that, and basically what we want to do is replace these modern contracting setups with something more era appropriate. It's a pretty easy process, so we're going to go through doing that, and I'll talk you through each step. The first thing you're going to need to do is have better contracts installed. You can either use the version that is currently on ModHub or go grab the latest version from Matrix's GitHub. I'll have the link for both below. Either are fine because the changes in both versions. Also below is a link to a file that's on MediaFire. You'll need to download that, and there's a whole load of mods that you'll need to download to make this work. I have included at least a setup for each type of contract. You might want to expand that. It's quite a time-consuming process, which is why there are only some. And because particularly on the Vintage Oaks, most of the fields count as large fields, you may find you're only getting one setup showing. You are welcome to change that yourself in the XML file. I'll give you a quick look at the XML file, but I'm not going to show you completely how to do that because it is quite a time-consuming process, but the file is quite easy to understand. So what you're going to want to do is get better contracts installed, open the game, go into the contracts menu. I would clear the contracts, generate some new contracts. I'm doing this for a reason. For some people it works, for some people it doesn't work. Also go into the better contracts menu, maybe change some of the settings and save the game. What we're trying to do is get the game, or in particular better contracts, to generate some things in your mod settings folder. So do that, save the game, let the game save, and then quit the game, and I'll see you out on your desktop. So you now want to navigate to Documents, My Games, Farming Simulator 22. That will be the same wherever you've downloaded the game from. And we are going to go into the mod settings folder. And if things have worked well, you will have a directory called FS22 _ better contracts. If it's not there, which it's not for me, I have had some people test this and the folder exists. It doesn't for me. We're going to right click, we're going to go new, and we're going to go folder, and we're going to create it. So just type in FS22 _ better. You need to spell it right. Better contracts, like that, and hit return. Now, the next step you can do in two ways. And this will depend on the map. I'm going to do it for the Vintage Oaks. And once you've created this folder, it is automatic to some extent. So we'll do it the automatic way, which is to load the game and reload the save. So let's do that. Save game has loaded up. We hit enter. Again, I think it should just be a case of opening the game and saving it, but we'll just go in, we'll clear contracts, we'll generate some new contracts, we'll do a quick little change here, we'll save the game, and this should create the folder that we need in that better contracts folder in the mod settings. So quit the game, and I'll see you back in the mod settings folder. So back here again, so we're in Documents, My Games, Farming Simulator 22, mod settings. We go into better contracts, and we now have FS22 Vintage Oaks. So we go in here. This is where we're going to need to put the file that you've downloaded from the MediaFire site. So let's go do that. So you will need to click on the link that's below the video. I don't have that to do, so I'm just going to go grab that link. So I've just pasted the link in here, and we're just going to hit download. That will download the file into our downloads folder, which I will open up, which is over here. So you just get this little user-defined.xml file. We'll copy that, we'll paste that into here. Under the video is a fairly long list of mods. Yes, you need to download all of them. And once you've downloaded them, copy those and paste those into your mods folder. If you don't download them all, not all of the setups will work. And I also recommend you download the store deliveries mod. I recommend you use that because the harvesting setups don't include a header trailer, because the harvesting setups have quite a lot of kit in them. So you will probably want to set store deliveries to the field that you're doing the contract in or nearby. The other thing that I should mention is that the root crop contracts include a modern harvester that, I would just move out of the way. The reason they include that is the KS6B root crop harvester that I include, the game does not see as a harvester. And so it throws up error messages. And so I put that token one in to remove those error messages, because I don't like error messages in my game. So yeah, just move it off to the side of the field or whatever, and you'll be good. So now all we need to do is reload the game and refresh the contracts, and this should have worked. So the steps that you need to go through, just to remind you, you need to, and you can, if you want, once you've downloaded this user-defined file, go into your mod settings folder. If you don't have the better contracts folder already, create it yourself. Go into the better contracts folder, create the folder for the map that you need. This name needs to exactly match the zip file of the map. So in our case, FS22 _ vintage _ oaks, and drop the user defined in. You don't have to do all of the starting the game and that kind of thing. If you get that, any of the naming of that wrong, it won't work. I will try to put the bit for the vintage oaks in the video description, but YouTube might not let me, because sometimes it doesn't like putting that kind of text in video descriptions. We'll see. And then, yep, you copy in the user-defined.xml file that you have downloaded into here, and we restart the game, which is what we're going to do now. Actually, before we do that, let's just have a quick look in here. One moment, please, caller. There we go. So this is the user-defined.xml file. Yes, I do not use dark mode if it hurts your eyes. Tough. So what you have is for each type of mission. So we've got harvest here. You then have a group which has field size and then type of contract. So we've got, for example, here a small grain harvesting contract. And then you have a vehicle type. And so for a mod, so for base game stuff, you have to give it the path of the thing, but I suspect you're more interested in mods. So for mods, what you have to do is give it within the mod itself, the XML file name, and then the name of the zip file of the mod. So that's the zip file without the .zip. And then if you do any config settings, you would need to do those. The best way to get this information, I've found, is to set up a blank save, release or buy the kit, save the game, and then open the vehicles.xml file, and that'll give you all this information that you need. Yeah, but I'm not going to go through that in detail. If people really want that, I do sort of have a video that explains it, but it's a little bit out of date now, so I could do a new one if people really want that, on how to do their own custom setups for better contracts since the mod has been updated. Yeah, let's get into the game and have a look. But just loading back up, what you will find as you load other saves on other maps, each map will get a folder like that created in that better contracts folder in mod settings, and the idea is that you can have custom contracting setups for each map that you play. So if you are playing maps from different eras or whatever, or different countries, you could have country specific contract setups. So now what we're going to do is go into here. You will find that the contracts that existed do not have configurations now, so we're going to need to clear the contracts using the C key. And then as we generate new contracts, you will see that we have different vehicle setups now. Some of the kit takes some liberties with it being completely, kind of 80s retro stuff. That's just because of the mods that are available. And you might not like all of the kit that I picked to use. I set this up a while ago to work with a save that I was using, and I'm just making this available to folks so that you can get something that's slightly more representative of the era the map is intended for. So you can see for our cultivating contracts, because all of the fields pretty much on the Oaks count as large fields, most of them are going to get the Traction King with this big base game cultivator. A lot of the fertilizing ones, you're going to get this New Holland, which is a 90s tractor, I know, with this lizard fertilizer spreader or this old Massey sprayer. It's interesting that it says to make sure you fill the tool with solid fertilizer. It will work with liquid fertilizer, by the way. It's fine, you just need to apply fertilizer. So yeah, we'll just scan through some of them. Let's go down. So you'll see we've got parsnip harvesting, because I run the premium. So you can see there we've got a token. It's a potato harvester for the parsnip and the carrot. And the beetroot ones, doesn't matter. It's just to stop the error message appearing. It's not for you to actually use. For the harvesting contracts, I think most of them use the class dominator. And for the big contracts, you get 2 combines. Idea being that you use a worker or cosplay or something like that, maybe. And that's why I recommend you use store deliveries, because there typically isn't space to include 2 header trailers. And so if we keep scrolling down, we get some different tractors with the carting. Ploughing, we again get the Traction King coming up quite a lot, because I quite liked that tractor when I was doing this setup. The same with the Massey sprayer. So yeah, you will find there's quite a lot of repetition in the setups, because it's quite time consuming to set this up for all the different variants. And this was set up for a save that I was doing quite a long time ago, where it's my Farming the Decade series, and I wanted to do contracts and I wanted period appropriate equipment. And what we can do, if I turn off autosave, because this is actually one of my save games, autosave is off. So if we jump into here and just set a store delivery point, and I don't know, let's find a harvesting contract, and borrow the items. There we go. So yeah, this is why I don't include header trailers, because you get two trailers, 2 combines, and a carting tractor. Yeah. So maybe you'll want to use this, maybe you won't. A couple of caveats. I'm not sure how well this works with multiplayer. It should work. I think the main thing is the fact that I recommend you use store deliveries, and so you might, you need to talk to people. I'm taking out a contract, I need to take the store deliveries point to get my kit delivered, and then you need to reset it, that kind of thing. Otherwise, I see no reason why it wouldn't work. There's the root crop harvesting thing, so just to demonstrate that if you take out a right, that one. No, didn't mean to do that. So if I borrow the items for that, you'll see that we get this. We get the KS6B, which is my favorite root crop harvester, with an appropriate header. But we also get a potato harvester, because that stops the game throwing error messages when you're browsing the setup. Yeah, so that's it really. Hopefully you enjoy this. I thought with the Oaks coming out, it was worth revisiting this. I had reposted my original video, but Thanks to Cracker for pointing out that it didn't work because I hadn't realized that the better contracts had been updated. So if you're using this and you haven't already, don't forget to go rate better contracts 5 stars, because it's a very cool mod for enabling things like this. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the like button, and I'll see you all next time.